It's right there in front of you.
I just got on.
See, you're a royal miner. You have royal mines. All your documents that are out there, basically they're on a piece of paper. They're on land. Paper came from the land. So basically that paper, that contract, is basically taking your assets and converting them into gold and silver. See, that's why you're a royal miner, but you are a living land royal miner, okay? And you are civilly alive. You're not a civil death person, and that's what they've got everybody listed down as. They're claiming you are under civil death. And if you read the definition about civil death in dictionaries, you'll see, hey, that's what they've been doing to us. Then they can come in and claim jump our mines out here. They're claim jumpers. Just like I said in the movie North to Alaska. That gambler came in and basically was claim jumping John Wayne's mine. And basically, how'd they get the minerals up out of the ground? They had to put their labor into it. So if you're growing fruit, you're growing, planting vegetables, in the land, you're a farmer, but a miner of the land. Now, this document that I put up there, Rev 3, I updated it quite a bit today to put that civil death and civilly alive in there, because we have to come in and break their presumptions they're operating with, not the name or anything like that. It's that they're trying to claim that we are a civil death person. And then if you're civil death, you have lost all your rights, your civil rights, the rights and powers that are guaranteed by the 9th and 10th Amendments in the Constitution. They basically get you in a jail. They take away your civil rights because they now have you fully in a civil death scenario. All these attorneys that you've ever hired or anything like that, they should have come in and done this non-UCC, non-commercial, okay, universal commercial contracting, and that's what a non-UCC is. We're not operating in the commercial world, okay? That's what it's saying. This is non-commercial. We're coming in the du jour commerce scenario, because we're not going to be operating in the commercial world when we do this. And then we come in under the Bailey Baylor. Our living body land is going to be the Baylor. He will be on the debtor's line, but he will be there as a Baylor. He will bail over to the Bailey all of his bailments, all of his mines, all of his labor, all of his rights, his civil powers that are protected by the Constitution, over to our other person, full name person, who is one of our international organization persons, Principality International Organization persons, as a private attorney general, having the full power of attorney as our private attorney general. He will be the bailee. Now, we put the value on this up to like $25 billion or whatever. Now we have the highest claim on the bailment out here Therefore, these fraudulent bar courts, they try and come in with their bailment claims, and we just trump them because they can't put that high a bailment against you. And we've got to get paid first. We're the living. We're the true bailor in the process. It's that simple. Okay? Now you can go into court and you can cuss up a blue streak and they can't charge you contempt of court. Because you just purged yourself of their fraud. That's what I told one judge one time. I said, shit, go ahead and try and charge me with contempt. I'll just purge myself of it. He never brought up the word contempt of court again. This is one of the foundational documents you need to have in place right away. Then you can follow up with like your post office one that I posted up there, and then start going after all the others. But you need to first get yourself declared civilly alive. Because right now they're going to still claim that since you are a U.S. citizen, you're a civil death person. That's what they did by getting you to claim to be a U.S. citizen. It wasn't a U.S. citizen that did it. It was basically that they turned around and you go in and do a Google search or whatever on civil death. And you will see that basically they slipped that into the statutes out here all the way back from 1799. Taking the rights and everything away from anybody that they would throw in jail. There was only about one of the Supreme Court justices that I think that opposed it in the process. Well, one opposed it and one wasn't there. So that was, I guess, the way the vote went.
I'll be in here.
So was it all this is about. And basically I posted it onto the site there, the We the People site, in a folder. Latest folder's got the files there. I don't know whether Tom's downloaded it yet or not and posted it up on the e-concurrent, but I tried to send it out to several people on Skype and on emails.
I just put it up on e-concurrent, and it's on the Yahoo group too.
I already had it on the Yahoo group.
Yeah, I saw that, and I put it into the Skype group.
Okay.
I just got back. I screwed it.
Yeah. Now, as you get in there, take off the other revs. When I send a new rev out, take the other revs down, please.
Okay.
We're getting too much garbage in the files, the past files that I've put up there. Only keep the latest one.
I'll go through it tonight.
Yeah, and please go through the audios and delete off about the everything except for about the last 3 months of the audios.
Okay. I'll put them in an archive.
Yeah. Well, you don't need to put them in archives. Do away with them. We don't need them anymore.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Okay. Well,
these people haven't got time to sit around and listen to my talkings from 2 or 3 years ago. They need to listen to the latest shit.
Will do.
Okay? That's like half the other people out there. They ought to get rid of some of the files they've got that are just bogged down the internet. Now, the only reason why I came up with this civil death is because one guy happened to mention it on one of the talk shows, and he didn't even see what he was saying. Or else he might have thought a little more about it. David Andrews, or whatever, Sir David Andrews, whatever his name is, on Angela Stark's show. But he's fighting in the courts and everything else. He doesn't know that this is as simple as it can be. You come in and you basically come in as the bailor and bailee in the process. And you just trumped these fraudulent claim jumpers. They're stealing our identity to try and create a civil death out here so that they can come in and claim our mining instrument for their benefit. That's the only way that they could come in and make a claim is if they had us in a civil death. And you've got to come in and be alive. Civilly alive. And claim all of your mines and protect them properly by a non-UCC filing. Now, when we go up to these guys and we have this document showing that we are civilly alive and not under a civil death scenario, we just did away with all this civil death bullshit out here.
Rebutted the presumption of civil death.
Huh?
Rebutted the presumption of civil death.
Right. We have brought it all to the surface. You've come in from sea. You were lost at sea. You were basically declared dead. Now, you've come in to shore and shown you're back home. You're awake. You're alive. That's what this one Court of Claims judge told this one guy. You're still out at sea. In other words, you're lost at sea. So basically, if you're lost at sea, you're declared civilly dead. I think you can go in and find that terminology in the definition about lost at sea.
Yeah, it's something about absentia.
Yeah.
And the UCC, the non-UCC one is your basically you coming in and showing that you're alive because a dead man can't put in a non-UCC one. You follow what I'm saying? So that's basically your evidence that you're alive.
Yeah, and when you put it down here and you take this layout that I have, you put your name in there, okay, and then you put your registered mail number, and see, the highest registered usage of the UCC, okay, whether it's non or whether it's a UCC, is always the post office. That is the highest register in the world. It was around a hell of a lot longer than the Secretary of the State
That's
or the county recorders.
It's part of the Republic.
It is part of the world Roman Empire post office system. The Roman Empire sent messages out to the post out in the field.
Bingo.
But it was done way before that with the Assyrians, with the Polynesians, with the Egyptians, with the Greeks. They all used the post office system. You take your state 2-digit code, you take your 9-digit zip code, The first 5 letters or numbers are the post office, and then the next 4 are the box in that post office, and then you put U.S. behind it. You can write your name on a letter and put that number right there as your address down below, and it will get delivered to you. It's got the country. Where is it going to? United States. It's got what state in the United States. In my case, Iowa. It's got what post office in Iowa is it going to. And then it's got what box number in that post office it needs to be delivered to. You don't need the street address. You don't need the city. It's all right there. 13 digits. That is your post office number. Pretty simple. Sure beats the hell out of all these other nitwits out here that are running around trying to get rid of the zip code and everything. Trying to claim it's all evil.
I got a question on I like the 13 arrows in the talon of the eagle, right? And I've been looking at some 13-digit arrows, so to speak. You're familiar with T+3, right, Patrick?
With what?
T, trade date +3. T+3? Well, you know that you're telling me in the banking laws they got 3 days to settle it.
Okay.
Okay, it's a rule. It's Rule 15C6-1, which when you add it up, it's 13. That's T+3. That's the rule that you said on the UCC. You got 3 days once you put in a claim. They got 3 days to settle it. That's right. Under the rule.
Yeah, well, see, that 3 days is really 3 days of grace, just like Jesus gave him 3 days of grace to get him out of the grave. Get all these minerals brought back to the surface. In other words, those damn fraudulent rabbis and everything over there that were hoarding all the damn assets, and the scribes and the Pharisees, the teachers, the lawyers, the quack doctors, and everybody else that was putting a civil death claim in against him, they had to settle those things and give it back to the living person. This is nothing new under the sun.
Right.
Even all the way back to Cain and Abel. Cain was the living. Abel was the fiction, the civil debt. And his blood had to go back to ground, his debt. But, I mean, it's played out several times in the Bible there. Esau and Jacob, or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to go into all that. Basically, we know it's there, okay? You need to take care of yourself now, okay?
Right. That's correct.
So you get this one done with this Bailey action, and then basically you just give this to court and say, basically, you don't have a handle over me. You write anything, and basically I'm going to turn around and write charges against you. I've got it down at the very bottom. Claim jumping charges by the Bailey will stand at $100 million per corporation and $1 million per individual per day, based upon Title 15. But we'll give them 3 days of grace. So after the 3 days, and if they drag their feet for another 2 days, that's $200 million and $2 million per individual. And that's just using Title 1 or Title 15 USC Section 1 for the restriction against this royal mine's right of trade and commerce. What do you think colleges do? They are in there plane jumping the minds of the young people for the knowledge that they have, that they don't realize they already have in their brain. All these college students would be far better off by going and getting a Bible, a dictionary, and going and sitting in the library. They would learn one hell of a lot more. All the books are there. Clarence Darrow, one of the sharpest supposed attorneys at law, basically didn't go to college. He went and sat in the library. That's where he got his understanding, and then he even passed the bar. I don't know why he took the bar, but basically didn't understand what the hell was going on because he thought he needed to. See, all these county attorneys and everything, they're bar attorneys. There's nothing in the law that county attorney has to be a bar person. It's trumped up. It's a fraudulent claim by their codes of law, which don't apply to the living. None of the statutes or codes of law apply to the living. The only thing that applies to a civilly alive person or man or woman is basically the amendments up through the 15th Amendment and the constitutions. The de jure constitution of the state and the de jure constitution of the country. Statutory laws, revised statutory laws, they don't apply. We only use them against the claim jumpers because they are civilly dead. Yeah, you can put a claim with using a non-UCC claim against these other people that are harming you. You don't need to have a state-filed UCC because most states wouldn't allow you to file it. You think the county is going to allow you to file a UCC in the county records against the county attorney or against the county supervisors? Hell no. Same thing at the state level. You do them as non-UCCs by registered mailings. Then you send out certified copies to them. Then you start informing the appropriate personnel, the inspector generals. You really want to get them? Put a non-UCC against their public employees' retirement system. That's a totally fraudulent item right there. All that money that's in that public employees' retirement system really belongs to the people out here. There was never supposed to be any retirement system for public employees. Because to set that up, that's a bribery right there. That's how the bankers can control all these public servants. Guaranteeing the senators and the congressmen $200,000 a year retirement for sitting in there for 6 years. That wasn't what it was supposed to be. And see, we are a civis, C-I-V-I-S. That means a citizen by birth.
Yeah, of course, compared to the system.
Okay? But the public employees are basically, the term is for them is basically an incola. I-N-C-O-L-A. An inhabitant. A person who dwells in a place. And that is what they are doing in their public service office. But yet, most of the key offices, they could not be an inhabitant of that office and run for that office again. They had to be out of that office before they could run. That's in the constitutions, but nobody knows how to read the damn things.
George had one too. Oh, with putting in it.
Okay. So hopefully everybody gets that latest Rev 3 of that non-UCC that I just had Tom post up there today and that I posted into the We the People site. So hopefully you're looking at it, and basically if you got any questions about it, ask them now or forever hold your peace.
I got a question.
Okay?
On why did we change the case for the debtor's name in the organization from the all caps to the lowercase, how we have it written now?
Because the debtor's name is not the debtor.
Okay.
This is coming in under a Bailey-Baylor scenario.
Okay.
The living person, Patrick, semicolon, divine, is the living flesh and blood. Okay? He is going to be the Baylor. I'm going to be giving all of my labor bailments and everything that I own over as bailment to my private attorney general. One of my persons in my international organization. Now the Bailey has all my assets, not the court. See, that's what the court tries to do. They try and get you to come in there, and then basically you're coming in as civilly dead, and then they're trying to claim your mind as the bailment that they can use. But if you have this document, you've already made all bailments over to your private attorney general. Now, he's the one that's going to represent you in court if it needs to go into court. But it should never need to get into court because basically you're going to hand this into them.
Yeah.
You give this into the clerk of the court, you give this into the county attorney, and they've got 3 days to clear their records of any of your name on their record books. That means any past traffic tickets, anything.
Wow.
Because any of those items, they are out there slandering your name and doing a restriction against your right of trade.
Claim jumping.
Yes.
And what he just said is exactly what it's supposed to do. That's the functional law that's supposed to take place.
Right. And I mean, they can't prevent you from having guns or anything. You got somebody in jail. You get them down to be the Baylor, okay? The living person that's in jail being the Baylor, and then you come in as an attorney, in fact or whatever, having the power of attorney for them, and they bail everything over to you. Now you have the higher bailment, and they have to be released within 3 days.
Wow.
And they will hold them for them 3 days.
Huh?
They will hold them for those 3 days.
They may. Of course, it's going to take them a while because they got to settle all those damn bonds and everything they've got out against them. But, I mean, it's just like when I got out of the service. When I told them I wasn't going to re-enlist, they had 3 days to get me out. And basically, I was out in 3 days.
Patrick, are you the in this scenario that we're looking at right now in the secure party, the Patrick Devine there, is that when in the dead world? Is that in the
No, I'm in the living world in both cases.
Both cases, okay.
Yeah. I'm the flesh and blood in the first as the Baylor. I am the Son of Man in the second case, my right-hand person.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See how simple it is?
Yeah.
The Son of Man will basically rise to the same level as the God. The living person is the God. The Godhead. The King. Basically, that's what the royal lambs, they belong to the King, the sovereign. All those words that I put there have a very powerful meaning. Look them up.
Yeah.
And in several dictionaries when you do it. So that you have the understanding and can defend them if anybody calls you on it.
So, Patrick, this Baylor Bailey Non-UCC, this is our foundation document.
This should be the foundational document that you have in place. You want to have your protections out there so basically they don't come after you when they start seeing you're starting to wake up. You want to have your protections, your foundational protections, out here, out front.
Yes, indeed.
And do we also put in our hospital birth certificate and
not right here. You can do that later.
Okay.
You need to get this one done, and then the post office one, and then go after your others. Go after your certificate of live birth. Go after your other documents.
Okay. Very good.
All right.
You should have had half that shit done by now, Tom.
This and the
Instead of
post.
playing with that fucking shithead over there in Hong Kong.
Well, I have to update mine. I've got my documents ready to go.
Yeah, and you got to get away from that other shithead over there. He's an actual shithead. You may not like me telling you this, Tom, but I'm telling you.
But he has nothing to do.
He can get you in fucking deep trouble.
It has nothing to do with what we're doing, Patrick.
It has a hell of a lot to do with what we're trying to do here, Tom. I'm trying to protect your ass.
Okay.
And you're out there playing around with fire. You guys don't see what the hell I'm seeing. I told you about the 13s. That's the highest level there is. That's the highest chakra. When you get your damn 13 going and your mind going at the 13th level, basically you'll start understanding what the shit's going on here.
Wow.
Very well said, Patrick. And I would tell you, Tom, to listen to Patrick. At least get that document squared before you do anything else. Protect yourself.
I'm doing it.
Okay, because
I don't know how many good guys I've seen thrown in prison because they screwed up one document and basically pissed off one attorney or something like that. And these damn attorneys that are out here, basically they're out there to try and make a name for themselves. They're out there for money, a title, a higher level. And they will fuck you over royally.
Mm-hmm.
all for their own beneficial gain, to try and get a political office or something like that.
I have firsthand knowledge experience on that myself, and I concur with what he said.
Now, I've even had some of that in the damn local traffic deals. Basically, if I hadn't stood in my local county the way I did, and basically had my foundation of my dad being in the county, and basically having his respect behind me, and then basically I was able to stand up to him. My dad stood up to him at times too. But I come in a whole different capacity. But when I was over in the next county over, I was basically almost at their mercy, and they were going to do whatever the fuck they wanted to. They wouldn't listen to a damn thing. Not even holding up a DD-214 of 8 years of honorable service in this country. They were still going to fuck me. But they will get theirs in the end. Any other questions?
You're saying steer clear of attorneys and get this foundation document in ASAP.
Yes.
Okay.
You put your registered mail label on it, okay, or number on it. You put your global stamp where it says date, posted, and recorded. Okay? If you can't print this out with that and make the changes to it, and make the correction with the number, just turn around and take a clean copy and then try and cut and paste the other items out of this, and then handwrite the non-UCC official document filing per registered mail number in red with your registered mail number. Then put below that date, posted, and recorded. Handwrite it in. Then below that, you place a global stamp, either the Moon or North American one, and it costs about $1.15. You ought to, over the top 1/3 of that stamp, you write your 13-digit post office number. Through the middle, you write the date in red. And then under the bottom third, you sign your name, by. Because you're the postmaster also. Then you run copies of that. You put the original with the stamp on it into the envelope, seal it up, fill out the little receipt you need to get, the 3806 form, take your registered mail label, the envelope, and take it in the post office. It'll cost you about around $12. But it's $12 worth one hell of a lot.
Yeah.
Do you put a
they will take that where you seal the back of the envelope. They will put a brown paper tape over that and then stamp the hell out of it, posting that. So that basically that envelope will not show that it's ever been opened, because when that under that registered mail, they have to keep that letter under lock and key until it is delivered back to you. Then you keep it under lock and key in your Bible or whatever you want to, in your private records. But you take the copies you did, and I put that template up there to print out on these copies that you have, certified by, title, and then date, and you're going to sign it as Private Attorney General is the title and your date. And then you can send those certified copies out to whoever, the clerk of the court, the county attorney, to the inspector general out here, to whoever. Say, now, fuck with me.
Patrick, do you put any kind of a special private priority verbiage on your stuff?
No.
And the only reason why I'm making the suggestion is you're basically declaring that it's not going to be just a general. What you're doing is going to be considered general registration. It's going to be special registration.
It is a special registration under that registered mail.
Correct. But then you would write it down in red. Whilst you have that red pen out there doing those red signings, you can also put special private and priority.
If you want to, you can put whatever you want to. I'm not telling you can't do it. Okay? I'm not going to.
Well, it makes your intent known.
My intent is definitely known when you read Section 4. Okay? I don't think I missed a word there in Section 4 that won't stymie the living shit out of them.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. The other day when I saw the postal one that you did, and I fell asleep that night thinking about I need to do one for the mining claim for the royal one. I didn't know what the words were, but the next day, here it is showing up and this is exactly what I was given prior to you saying it. I didn't know how to put it in words, but I appreciate there's a flow that's going for one here. I comprehend what you're saying. Okay?
Yeah, there's a couple guys out there basically that they're missing quite a bit. They talk about the non-UCCs, but they don't have anything close to this in the process. And that's what basically several people have gone in and basically sort of stymie them with the non-UCCs, but when they start looking at what they have, they did not fully do it properly. So they're still in a position of being declared in a civil death. They're not. They didn't declare themselves to be civilly alive.
When I mail this back to me, can I mail it in one of those nice big envelopes that the post office has that has a clear window in it, so I can see what it is?
No. You mail it in a secured envelope. You don't want anybody looking at this in the inside.
Okay.
The only thing that would be facing on the windowed envelope, the only benefit of having it the windowed envelope, I'm going to tell you because I did a lot of them myself, is you can actually affix your stamps directly to your document.
Nope. Nope. You do not use one of those windowed envelopes. You use a complete envelope that you cannot see into.
Okay.
This is secured. This is protected. Go out and get
once it's registered,
of those damn secured envelopes that have the self-sealing on the backside.
Right. That's what I was going to say.
They don't cost that much. And then if you know how to work your printer and everything and the Word program, you can basically print out the address right on that envelope. Both return and sending. And then the way I'm doing it, I put down, just like I have in that box, send acknowledgement to who? The living person, care of Sigourney, Iowa Republic, and then my 13-digit post office number.
So, Patrick, living person, you're saying, to clarify it, not the living man, just to clarify.
Living person is a man, too. Okay? Read the definition about person in the dictionary. It can be a living entity or it can be a fiction.
In the dictionary, perhaps, but if you're not, you have to clarify it on.
No, you don't have to. Read the damn definitions. Go through all the different dictionaries.
Well, I disagree. For their work, I think it's important if you're going to send something to them that you clarify it, because even living man can have a dual meaning in their world. So for whatever
No, you're arguing semantics here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You're doing just like all the people that go into court and argue the fucking laws when the laws don't apply to you.
I'm saying to make it easier for whoever's picking it up, so that you're not going to have to be questioned. It's just easier
I'm
to have
not
your own
putting
definition.
living person or living man on it.
Okay.
The post office only sees the name. I don't have living person or living man on there.
The comment the caller made about the special private priority, that generally will alert them that it is the living.
Whatever you want to do, okay? You mail things your way, I'll mail things my way. I hate to say this, but what you just came up with is the left-sided brain out here of a woman not understanding what a man is doing.
It has no problem with you saying whatever you think.
Don't piss me off.
It wasn't intended to, Patrick.
I get enough from my sisters on that shit. Okay, anybody else? Just make sure you mark the Baylor box and the non-UCC box down below. Go through these things a couple times and double check them. I had to tear a stamp off of mine 3 times today before I finally was positive that I had everything the way I wanted it. Luckily, you can pull these stamps off somewhat easily.
Are you using your seal, your embossing seal at all?
Nope. I just use my post office, 13-digit post office number, the date in red, and my signature in blue. And then the registered mail number in red.
What's the significance of that, the colors?
Red, white, and blue.
Okay.
I don't know.
Red can be considered a charge.
It's been posted. That's what the post office uses, basically, to post their stamps. It's the date in red. That was the only easy automatic dater that I could find. That basically, it cost me $24 to get one off the shelf, where you can scroll the date around in the middle line, and then you could put a straight line across for the first one to write the 13 digits on, and then a line that says by in front of it that goes below. You'll find that stamp in Staples. And basically I put that right over the stamp and stamp it. Just make sure you change the date each time you do a new one.
Probably good practice to date stamp a scrap piece of paper first before you do your document too.
Yeah, check, make sure you got the date right. Basically, you got the lines lined up and everything else.
Exactly. It's an artwork, and you're going to be working your mind when you're doing it.
Yep, and when you start getting into your 13th chakra, you're going to have headaches that you won't believe because you're stressing the hell out of that 13th linkage that's in your brain. It's never been worked before. Any other questions?
Hey, Patrick, all that stuff, instructions about signing and dating, applies to the stamp on the top right, right?
Yeah, right underneath where you put your registered mail and everything.
Right.
I've made a area there big enough to put that global stamp in below.
Right.
And then your certified stamp will go above that. The template that I put out there, when you turn the copies, get ready to send the copies out, you just place them upside down in your printer, and basically you just print that template for the certified mail right on those.
Right.
Comes out beautiful.
I got you. Certified mail's in the margin, way at the top.
Yeah.
Right, I got you. For certified copies, I got you.
Now,
Right.
I set the templates up so that everything works.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard you correctly, you're not putting your banking seal on that?
Nope. And you don't emboss like a certificate of live birth either. You emboss a certificate of live birth and you just basically destroyed it. You only use your thumbprints. And the stamp there also with your post office number and your date and your signature. You send out everything by mail.
But we can emboss this UCC financing statement, right?
No, you don't need to. You've got your stamp.
Oh,
You've posted it.
okay.
And you're not signing it, okay? You don't need to put your thumbprint on it. Power of attorney, you can, if you want to up there, but basically I wouldn't. Just sign it as power of attorney. Hell, none of these bar courts ever do that shit. They throw you in jail or send out arrest warrants, and they never come out with a court seal on them because they're all frauds.
That's true.
I know it's true. I've seen them. That's the only way that these bar attorneys can operate. They're communists, and they operate totally in fraud. They're claim jumpers, just like the gambler in North to Alaska. He dealt from the bottom of the deck to win the casino or the saloon that he was in charge of. These guys are bottom dealers. They deal with the bottomry. Okay, anybody else?
Yeah, I got one more quick question. For the are we just using Bailey Baylor on this particular one?
Yes.
It wouldn't apply when we're doing for like the birth certificates and different things like that.
Nope, those are debtor secured party.
Got it.
And see, all these courts and everything in their UCCs that they're doing, non-UCC filings, whatever, they cannot be a debtor secured party. Because they could never be a secured party. So they're always operating under a Bailey-Baylor scenario, a leasee-leaseor scenario, a consignee-consignor scenario, a seller or a buyer, or a licensee-licensor. But they could never be a secured party. Only the living can really be, or your international organization, your son of man, can be the secured party.
On that driver's license and vehicle title, non-UC, what does the PA mean there in the collateral?
That is my 98 series number. Okay?
Oh.
And
okay.
PA stands for Pennsylvania.
Oh.
And then the 98 series number comes out of the de jure Treasury from Philadelphia. And then the U.S. behind it stands for the United States of America Treasury.
All right, thank you.
And when do we need that number?
Well, basically, if you want to put it out there, if you got it, you can put it in the reference like what I did with the driver's license and my certificate of title to the vehicle.
So Patrick, you're using these foreign grantor trust number there. Does that mean we're not turning them in, or we're still going to turn them in?
No, we're going to hang on to that one.
Okay. Well, we turn in
that one strictly came out of Philadelphia, basically, and that's the only place you can get that one. That means that that's your direct access to the de jure Treasury when you fill it out properly.
Because on those documents you've been signing also as the individual banker, do we keep that one or we turn that in?
We'll see, okay?
Okay, so let's open the air.
Just get the other shit done first, okay?
Okay. Well, the ones I've prepared...
You don't need to have all this stuff done. Basically, you get this one done, and you get the certificate of live birth, and you get the Social Security account, and you get your military one, and basically you're probably going to be visited and out of the system real quick.
Okay.
When you go in now to the U.S. trustee and submit these in, copies into them showing that you are civilly alive and not under a civil death.
Okay. I have the vehicle one done and your fundamental one, but I have to put the Rev 3 into it.
Okay.
Hey, Patrick, when on this number 1 it says debtor's name, I'm just wondering, we are considered debtors now, and then later we're going to be creditors?
No.
After? What?
This one, the basically I put up there,
yeah,
with my name, Patrick, semicolon, Divine,
correct,
as being civilly alive, that he is a bailor. He's not a debtor.
Okay.
I marked the box down below, the alternate designation. That means you take those alternate designations and put them up to where the debtor and the secured party are. Now it becomes Baylor and Bailey.
Oh, I see where it says collateral. All that explanation's there.
Well,
number 4.
No, down below on line 7 or 8. 7, I think it is. Alternate designation.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I got it.
So in other words, the primary use for it is creditor debtor, and that's the presumptive use for it. But when you designated something different, it changes the use to that.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
That's what alternate means.
Alternate title, right. Designation, right. I got it now.
So it should quell the worry about the secured party question.
Yeah, it does. Okay, when you mark that box down, if you don't mark the box down there, then it's going to stand as debtor and secured party. That's why you need to mark this, because with this document, you're doing a bailment. You're turning everything over. Now the court has nothing to claim. You've turned it over to somebody else. Therefore, they can't claim jump it if you've turned all your bailment over to your power of attorney. Just like somebody that's in jail. If he basically gives somebody the power of attorney, and the power of attorney person turns around and fills this UCC out, non-UCC, and marks it Bailey, Baylor, the person that's in jail is on the line 1 where debtor is, but he's really the Baylor. Then the guy that has the power of attorney is down on the secured party line, but he's really the Bailey. And then everything that the guy owns is a bailment over to the Bailey for the time being, until basically that guy gets out of jail and revokes the power of attorney and then does his own thing.
Great.
See the beauty of this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's powerful.
How people haven't seen this already, I can't understand.
I know.
Better than
They've
a badge.
been arguing everything out here. They've been concentrating on arguing codes of law and everything, thinking that they're going to win in court. The deck was already stacked against them because they were declared civilly dead. They had a civil death claim over them. Therefore, they had no rights in that court whatsoever.
Wow.
The court was just going to play along with them to let them think that they had something going, and then they were going to pull the plug on them anyway.
Right, because they wrote a bunch of bonds and they have a financial interest in the matter.
Yeah, and the longer it drags it out, the more time that they're going to have to make money off you. Mm-hmm. And basically maybe get you on a couple extra charges, like contempt of court and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because you didn't know how to fight the first one, so basically you won't know how to fight a contempt of court. Yeah, stay at the table. Keep playing blackjack all night long. You'll lose.
Yep.
You got to know how to hit and run.
Right.
They're a tyrant.
No, I've just spent my time at the tables.
Well, this kind of document sure makes everything obsolete, makes all the wars and everything else we fought for nothing.
Right.
I mean, it is
all the losses and everything else that we've had.
It's ironic. It is Memorial Weekend, and this is what we get rewarded with. This is great.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you, Patrick.
For the living, not the dead.
The thing is, hopefully it's not too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In memory of the living.
That's why the first thing you ought to have this is in the mail Tuesday morning, back to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then you ought to have your copies with the certified ready to go. As soon as you get that envelope back in your hand and you put that in a safe place, then you start running with those damn certified copies out to whoever. And like I said, you could send some of these to the inspector generals even. The IRS, if they try and come after you with taxes, you turn around and say, hey, everything's bailed over to here. You can't charge me for taxes anymore.
Right.
You get this up to the U.S. trustee, who is basically the regional district claims agent, working for the federal mining claims out here. Just like the one judge that was in the court there in Nome, Alaska, in the North to Alaska movie.
So, did I just hear you say?
And the U.S. Marshals can go out and seize all the property from those mines and hold them until this is resolved.
We don't send this UCC financing statement to the trustee, though, do we?
Huh?
So we don't send the financing statement to the trustee, though, do we?
You send a certified copy up to him.
Oh, okay.
Make a cover letter and address that you're coming in civilly alive. And you're putting this claim in. Your bailment. Showing them who's in charge. And anybody out there that's got a claim against you is a claim jumper. They've stolen your identity, and they've tried to fraudulently declare that you were dead. You're back from sea now. You're not lost at sea any longer.
Yeah, like me, I can do a complaint and affidavit form attached to this and tell them to give me my truck back or give me the money and all the days' work I lost for restricting my trade and commerce.
You can demand all the appearance bonds and everything else that basically they've written against you. And then if they don't settle that within 3 days, you give them 3 days of grace. You're able to forgive also. After 3 days, that's off the table. Then, as the bailee, you will file your charges against their civilly dead person.
Right.
See, that governor of your state is civilly dead. You can file a non-UCC against him in his civilly dead capacity.
Right.
You don't go after the living, you go after the civilly dead person in that place.
Understood.
Just make sure you use that terminology, civil death person. Because he's still lost at sea, too.
Mm-hmm.
He just don't know it.
Boy, what
These governors, these senators, all these people, they ain't smart.
It's a big circus.
Yeah, they're dumber than a rock. How do you think they ever got in there? You think the bankers want smart people in those offices? No, they want people they can control. Dummies. Mental midgets. Just take a look at Obama. I don't know, old Georgie Bush Jr. I don't know how fucking more dumb you can get than those guys.
No kidding. Yeah, he was like AWOL all through right after his flight training, and never went to the military or anything, and never got charged or anything.
No, see, now you've got the power to turn around and charge them. You can take all their retirements away from them.
Wow.
Because there was never supposed to be any retirement out there for them. Okay?
Right.
That retirement is a bribery from the bankers.
It's in the trillions. I think it's like California PERS is worth like 20 trillion or something.
Could be.
Yeah.
It belongs to the people.
Yeah.
So you can put one out there, and basically you're coming in and basically one of the people putting it in for all the people of the state.
This is a real weapon.
Do that, and I think you could probably get elected hands down. Especially if everybody got like $10,000 payoff. I mean, you could buy the votes. Do the county against the state for all the property taxes in the county. Get all the property owners in the county to vote for you next time. Run the damn fraudulent ones out. You get this done, you don't need to be paid. You can go in there in that office, and you don't need to be paid. You'll do it out of the kindness of your heart. Because you can't be controlled by the bankers then. Okay, anybody else? Okay, call tonight, Tom.
Okay, thank you, Patrick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Take care.
Okay.
Thank you.
Try and stay out of trouble, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Bye.